This is a ticket to the party.
Evening, boys. First service. You gotta love Mohammed.
Oh! That is a moment of absolute magic from Federer.
It's very magic, though.
Djokovic, what are you doing? It's phenomenal.
He's got quite a large gluteus maximus.
I've never seen anything like it.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Loosely Strung Tennis Podcast.
We're back.
Yes, we are. We're back, boys. We're back. We're going to be looking at the Australian Open today and everything that happened and the most exciting Grand Slam in the history of tennis.
Honk.
Yeah, until Andy Murray went out.
Yeah, we'll get into it soon though, but you know where we're going to start. It's my favourite place to start because the tennis is secondary compared to what happened in your week. You know?
How are you going to do this? There's a new formation.
I don't know how to look at it anymore.
This is an Antonio Conte 5 at the back.
I know we're videoing this, so we've changed our setup. It might not be out this week because it's a practice goal, but we have changed the setup. So I need to look side-eye everyone. So I'm going to start with Ross Skinner. Give me your highlight of the week.
My highlight of the week was me and Gary won yesterday. Doubles, love, and love. Triple bagel, baby.
Wow.
Feeling hungry.
Yeah,
New York
on
style.
a
Sunday
I
morning.
can imagine how hungry you were. Gary boy, highlight of the week for you.
Yeah, enjoyed my tennis at the weekend. Good hit on Saturday. Say good hit. It was okay on Saturday, and then yesterday we did have fun, but it was a bit of a waste of time.
You could not be any less enthusiastic about our wonderful victory.
A wonderful victory. Yeah, we'll say it was a wonderful victory. But yeah.
It's going to be one of those ones that because the people you beat were probably so bad, your rating's going to go down anyway.
Probably,
like 6-
I don't think we hit the ball over 50% all day.
Oh no, I left that.
I think the longest rally was 4 shots.
Superb.
Callum Price, highlight of the week. Give me it.
Can I cheat? I had a pretty bad week, so I'm going to cheat and say that the highlight of my week was actually today on the Monday. I just went and bought myself 2 head radicals, 2 new rackets, MPs, Mr. Prices, 2 MPs.
Lovely. But you did have an extreme low light, didn't you?
Yeah, like we don't need to go into it. It's,
Oh, no, we do.
I, for the first time in my life, including as an infant, I was sick in a bed, which unfortunately was not my own bed.
Oh, baby.
If the affected person, lady, girlfriend is listening, I do apologise on air. I'm fucking £600 lighter on a new mattress. So please let this pod blow up. I need the money.
Ross B, the main man. Any highlights for this week?
See, to be honest, I can't really remember last week.
He's been sleeping.
I was trying to think. What did I do last week? I can't remember.
I saw you.
I seen him with 3 days.
I saw him smash a racket.
Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah,
We did see that.
first time ever though. So give me that.
And I mean,
you let it build. It was-
He obliterated the racket.
you let it stew, and as you said, you let the kids get in coaching leave before you went full Hulk.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Eh,
Well done.
Yeah,
expensive.
I mean that you're more Hulk than Iron Man. You got to admit that.
Am I not right in saying as well the Pro Staff is probably the most expensive racket on the tour?
No, that was the cheapest Pro Staff I could find. It's called the Pro Staff Precision 100 square inch.
Winston Pro Staff.
Pro staff cheapskate.
Was it quick?
In fact, Calum, how was your week? We should always ask you as well.
I know. I had a good week. Do I have a highlight? I don't actually know if I do have a highlight. Okay, I've got a good one for you. I went on Saturday night to my local, what's called 3-in-1. So it just does loads of different cuisines.
What are
And
the 3?
I honestly couldn't tell you. And I got into,
3
not an
Michelin
argument, but I got into a little debate about the best British sportsman of all time. And myself and a few others in the shop were backing up the main man, Andrew Murray.
Of course.
You have to back him
But-
up when you got
But my
tennis
enemy,
podcast.
my enemy in 3-in-1 was a young man who put it to me that Gareth Bale was the best British athlete of all time. And you can imagine after a few sherbets, my head was gone. I was so angry. I was like,
shocking shit.
look at what Andy's done for tennis in this world.
it maybe
Shamed up these bank on it.
greatest
but, you know.
British footballer.
Even at that, that's a,
Yeah, it's a big
tough
shout.
push.
But yeah, that's a nice nice conversation having 3-1. Why having that conversation in 3 months?
But let's get started anyhow, because we're going to have a little look at the Australian Open 2023. Okay, 2023 Australian Open. Let's start with the women first, okay? Because in my opinion, that was a much better tournament than the men's side.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Anyway.
I feel that just the standard of matches and the competitiveness of the players was just at a higher level. And it's not often, I think, because of the format that you would say that the women's draw has been better, but just the standard of match was, for me, a lot higher.
Yeah, the final was like a sensational watch. So good. Hitting the ball so hard. So like making so many balls, like a lot of scrambling. It was a proper, like a dogfight. Proper.
Yeah.
It was good. And I don't know if that's a respectful way to talk about the ladies' tour, but no, loved it. Best match of the tournament for me, including watching
I'd
Murray.
say so.
Yeah, honestly, like the fact it went 3 sets, it had all the nerves of what you expect for a first Grand Slam finalist in there. The amount of winners that were nailed, the amount of lines that were hit, the amount of pickups somehow did it. See, for a Saturday morning, I was like, this is unbelievable tennis.
Yeah,
It's not what I expected.
No, there was a lot of us, especially in the Rybakina court, a lot of like making balls, like basically sitting on the court, like getting so low to the ball,
Yeah,
just
her
like
returns frightening, isn't it?
Mate, it's the
scary.
serve. Like the serve looks like she does like nothing. Like it's so laid back and like just like throw up and just smash. Like there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
But it's so big. Like it must be the biggest serve in the women's tour since Serena Williams. It is massive.
Yep.
And obviously it's fared her really well. Our run to the final was incredible. Ostapenko, Swiatek, like that's unbelievable. Obviously she falls at the final hurdle. She's only 23. She's a Grand Slam champion. She didn't get points for Wimbledon. She's now 10th in the world. I don't really know if people can really stop her over the next 6-7 years. I think it's going to be brilliant watching a proper battle between these young women that are emerging from, I was going to say nowhere, but they're coming more into the public eye. Like you look and you think Sabalenka's pretty young, Rybakina's young, Swiatek's young, Coco Gauff obviously, Raducanu. Like there's
Leila
a big,
Fernandez as well.
yeah, Leila Fernandez. There's a big pool of young players that are probably going to dominate the women's tour for so long, to the point where what we used to see in women's tennis was someone random winning Grand Slams, bar Serena or Venus Williams. I think it's going to be what you've seen from the men for the last 10-15 years, where these group of 6-7 women, which is good, but they're going to be the best and stay the best for a long time.
Yeah. Makes a nice wee change though from the repetitiveness, although Serena is incredible. It did get a bit boring watching her win everything all the time.
I can't.
Yeah, hopefully this does Rybakina's rep a bit more good, because I think she was under the radar. I think her matches were shifted off.
Did you not start in court 13 or something?
Yeah, and she's Wimbledon champion.
Started
She's
at
got to the final.
Court 13,
so-
they were here. That's what she said.
That's
I
like-
thought it was quite good chat.
That's like me having to play Court 4 at Gown Tennis Club in the start of the Young District Championships. Like that just wouldn't happen. Centre Court always.
Look at me, I'm the champion.
Centre Court always, boys, you know.
I tell you
gotta
what,
be there.
you were talking about Rybakina serve, but see Sabalenka serve. See if she hits the
she's
first serve
fixed
out,
it.
which sometimes she was doing. See the guts on her to go for every second serve.
Absolutely boo myself.
Except for the match point, she double faulted us.
No, she had quite a lot of doubles.
Double
to be
check,
fair,
she had eight overall or something like
To be
that.
fair, it wasn't a bad double fault in the context, because it was over the net. In that case, it wasn't the yips or
Yeah,
anything.
like-
it was an aggressive
Wasn't
move.
it Zverev?
It was
No,
like,
it lands before
she
the
was
net.
braver than Zverev. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. But the year before Sabalenka, like, I think she went out like first or second round or something, but she had like 17 billion double faults. Like, I'm sure it's the most double faults in the history of tennis. So to come back from that, pull yourself together, like, I think she was known as like a serial bottler. Like,
Yeah,
she'd
she
go
did.
all
She said
the time.
She got to I think 4 semi-finals, Grand Slams. Yeah,
And we've spoke about it before, being a serial bottler, and I think it was at the US Open, thinking like this is her chance. Bottles it every time. So for her to pull herself together, go out and deliver. Like, fair play. Like, that's
Do you think this is just going to like release the floodgates and all that stress is
I
gone
think
now?
she looks confident now, doesn't
The
she?
best thing that ever happened to me was win a trophy.
Well done.
Wasn't a Grand Slam, but
My
it
back's
was.
still sore from
enough.
that.
It was, yeah. Better hitting.
No, but I genuinely do think this is the time for her now to be like kick on.
I
Like she's over the hump. Let's put it that way. Best way to describe it. Like she's going to have. Let's change it up a wee bit here and say she's going to win Wimbledon or a US Open or a French Open. You know, she will win something else.
I think I think Swiatek's got a really, really difficult year. Like, and she is, in my opinion, still clearly the best women's player in the world. But like the amount of points she has to defend is so. It must be taxing on the brain, thinking I have 10,000 points to defend.
That's her going into her
10,000
unbeaten
points.
run now, isn't it?
Yeah,
from last
so
year, so she's
she didn't lose from like now for like 39 matches or something like that.
was it not?
So
Yeah.
she's got a lot to defend. So I can see other women like your Sabalenka or Rybakina just being like, do you know what? Like, what have I got to lose? Rybakina especially, she's got like no points to drop.
Yeah.
But we didn't obviously last week. We're talking about the final here, but Jessica Pegula, I want to talk about. She bottled it as well against Azarenka. She should have won that match. She should have been there, and Harvey Rybakina would have been a class semi-final. Pegula,
Did she
that
not
was
get a
an
bit of a
opportunity.
scutting? Was it not 4-2 or something?
4-1. I think.
I want to put it across that when we talk about players, there's two different types of tennis player. There's your average tennis player, and then there's a tennis player that's got that dog in them.
Got the dog in them.
Right?
Hey.
Jessica Pegula does not have the dog in her.
No.
She does not have that final 8, final 4 fight. I don't think she will ever win a Grand Slam. I am throwing that out there. I don't think she has that final, I don't know, fang, that
Je ne sais quoi.
tooth that,
That little bit of bite.
That dog in
she's
her.
not got that dog in her.
Nah,
So
you either have it, you don't have it, and you can't teach it.
that is one thing you can't teach in tennis.
Can't teach to have that
You
dog.
can't
That
teach
grit. It's
people
grit.
to
She just-
have, a dog in them.
Like see in every match you have, bar maybe Djokovic, you have to go through like the hard times in the match and power your way through it.
She's the female Grigor Dimitrov. He ain't got that dog in him. He's too nice.
Just what a waste of talent.
Tell you what,
Sorry.
though, we haven't spoke about it for a week, and I'm a fangirl of hers, Ostapenko. She's going to come back.
she's mental,
She's.
isn't
I
she?
reckon
She's
this
so
could be.
funny.
She could have Roland Garros in the
You
in the
think
bag.
so? Well,
No, that's what she won before. So
Iga's a clay diehard, isn't she?
Yeah,
I mean,
but
she
I
is
don't- I think
the
she
queen
could-
of clay.
I think
but
Swiatek could win Roland Garros without losing a set.
the game.
no,
Golden sets.
Ostapenko too good. Imagine just imagine.
Oh, it's
Get
the
shot,
dramatic,
get
the
shot.
amateur dramatics, just being like, what? Like every time she loses something, like, what?
We talked
And
about
she
this
can't
last
moan
week.
about the line calls because it'll be judges.
We talked about this last week. See if any of the top 4 seeds have her in round 4 of Roland Garros when
You're
the time
nervy.
comes.
Oh, you're
They're
so
all
nervy.
going to be like, oh, for God's sake.
Check's a ball bigger than most of them.
She was bigger than most
she
of
was
the men as
so
well.
good.
Against Rebecca, she was pure entertainment again.
Yeah.
She was brilliant. You know what? She is great.
Good for the sport.
She's good for the sport. I actually think the women's game is coming on leaps and bounds, and not to sound like a bad guy, but I feel like the women's tennis is needed this for a long time. It's needed strong
It needed
characters.
competitiveness.
Yeah.
Competitiveness, yep. I feel like there was a couple of years when like Serena was just fading away, where it was just kind of dull.
Yeah.
There wasn't as much.
You had
I
Ash
don't
Barty
know.
dominating as well.
Yeah, and I feel like now it's an open playing field where there's a top 6 or 7 that are thinking, right, they can do it.
It's going to be a real interesting next few months on the women's
Like,
side.
that's the thing.
100%.
Like, that's what you want, is not to just have, like, obviously the gent side's got the big 3, big 4, of course, if you include Murray. But that when you've got a big 4, then that way you could realistically say they could all win one slam, and that'd be a good year for them. But see, having 6 or 7, that means someone could have an unbelievable year and still not win a slam.
Yeah.
Like
It's going to be an
that's what it
interesting
needs.
year. You're right, Skinny. You've called it. Interesting year. I think Clay will be amazing as well.
I'm looking forward to the clay.
Do you guys think that the women's game at the moment overall is more exciting than the men's game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
With-
think-
Yes,
with
when
the ma-
Djokovic.
Do you know what
plays.
that is with the women's game that I think is so good at the moment? Is see when you get to a final 8 and it'll be like, so the tournament this upcoming week, like Rebecca has to qualify. It's crazy. Like the standard is going into this tournament, and you look at it and you go, see 16 players, they're all good and could beat each other. Even 8, you're like, they're all going to be good matches. See in the men's side at the moment, see with Alcaraz is playing, I don't know, who's 9th in the world?
Holger Rune, I think.
Like, Rune, like...
That is quite tasty.
It's quite tasty.
So
but
the only other one of the
That's
10
probably
you
the
would
worst
pick
way to
there.
No, but like, do
Anyone else in that
I know,
10 you
I
could
know
have
if you,
picked.
it's like you're saying,
like,
like,
you know what I mean?
When Hasanoff played Tsitsipas and you're sitting going like, honestly, my honest opinion, I was sitting going, I don't really even want to watch this. Like that, for me, that's a really boring game, and that's not to be harsh to anyone else. I just think like nothing really tickles my fancy about that. Like it's just another match, you know.
Aye.
But then you get to the last 8 of the women's, and you're going like every one of these matches can be incredible.
It's unpredictable,
and
man.
they were.
It's
It's unpredictable. Whereas the men's game just now, I think, without Kyrgios and Alcaraz in the draw, just lacked. So
I'm going to put this
much.
out there. 2020 hindsight, of course, it's easy to say this, but I reckon Karen Hatchnall would have given Djokovic a better game in the final than Tsitsipas did. So I just think Tsitsipas was so like.
let's move on to the game
Well,
then.
if we're ready to move on, no other points.
Well,
Right,
no,
see this
no.
Tsitsipas guy, man. he gets to finals and he just crumbles. Like he wasn't playing anywhere near as well. He played well to get to the final.
Yeah.
because I'm not his biggest admirer. He grew on me this last week, I'll be honest. But like I don't think he took the fight to Djokovic at all.
Nobody did in the second week.
Yeah, but everyone's saying nobody
But
did.
Hatchinov would have.
But
Yeah.
how possibly could you?
Right.
I know.
He was that. I am honestly going out there saying that is the best tennis I have ever seen Djokovic play. Injury or not, that is the best I have. And I
It's the
think
hardest-
it's because the injury. He just was so aggressive, and he doesn't miss.
Well,
Yeah.
I did say he would be going into Australia with the mindset of
Yeah, he definitely had something
I
like
think-
get it over.
Right,
I'm
you've
the
just-
best on the planet.
Like, I'm going to defend Tsitsipas here, right? I don't like Tsitsipas at all.
That's a great
That's
start.
a great start.
I'm gonna
Great
defend
start.
you, you're skinny.
You should really
You
be a
suck.
defence. Oh,
Right.
You should be a
First set,
lawyer defence.
First set, he got dominated. That's fair, right? You're talking about Djokovic playing maybe his best tennis you've ever seen, and it went 7-6, 7-6. Right.
He was in it, he was in it.
Tsitsipas's backhand was flying.
It wasn't.
Yes, it was. He nailed
No.
him. Inside out backhand, he was nailing
I
him.
thought he
was
thought
nailing the
Tsitsipas
ball.
played
Like
well.
I spent a
but
lot of the men's final cleaning the floor, but and a mattress. But I'll tell you, it was not flying.
I didn't think the standard of the final was great.
The standard wasn't great, and I think
Djokovic
Djokovic
played-
nullifies. He just nullifies.
Djokovic
but
played
I
better
think-
against him and all.
Yeah, 100%. Djokovic played
It
better.
wasn't
than
his best game
two
in
or
the
three
tournament.
Previous rounds.
Yeah, but like for playing like that in a final, you're just like, well, how?
Well,
do
he's
you
done
beat
it
Yeah, I know,
28
but
more
like,
times.
Yeah, well, it's the hardest he's ever hit his forehand consistently, by far, I think.
Aye, did you see it was the same every set? 134
Yeah,
kilometers
he
an hour
was-
every
but
set.
Like,
you
come
never
on,
felt
how-
he was in trouble.
Pricey,
Though.
that's
There was
nothing.
no
He's not
failures.
even known. He's not
I
even
mean,
known
mine's at the fence, but
as a guy that hits the ball hard.
yeah.
He's a counter puncher, a grinder. He figures out mistakes in players. He catches lines. He manoeuvres the ball well.
he's genuinely elastic.
It's like he's added something else, and if he's added something else, how
do you
scary
beat
is
this
that?
guy? Like,
How does the song go? A message in a bottle.
What does
What was
that
in
have
that?
to do
Why-
with this?
Why? Because he got a
Like,
What?
no, it was salt. It was salt. They taped salt to his bottle. We didn't.
looked like a message to me.
It was salt.
look,
The conspiracy theories start once again.
How do you beat him?
Give me half an hour with him.
Do you want me to be honest with you?
I don't think you can. No, I don't think you can beat him.
This is actually
Okay,
something
okay,
that I've
sorry.
been. Wait, let me
Go.
hit you something, right? We discussed it, our predictions at the beginning of the year with your Andy Murray's winning Wimbledon.
Stand by it.
See right now, he's going to win all 4 of them if he plays like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if
But
Nadal,
he's still-
if Nadal's
Yeah.
struggling in Roland Garros, like actually struggling. To
Pardon?
If he was really
Hang on.
struggling.
What do you mean actually struggling as if he's ever faked it?
No, I'm saying like if
No.
he's like really, really bad.
If he's still,
If he is like
yeah.
really, really
Well,
struggling.
how far are we away from Roland Garros?
3 months.
3 months.
So
I don't think he'll play
it
much.
said he needed
8
8 weeks to recover, and that's been a week now. So 7 more weeks to go.
Yeah. He's back for like Rome or something, I think they said.
Yeah.
Or Madrid or
Yeah,
something.
but he'll probably
Which
try and
Djokovic will
Madrid.
play, and Djokovic will win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Or Alcaraz.
as I'm trying to say,
that'd be good.
if Alcaraz is on the opposite side of the draw from Djokovic in the Australian Open, does Djokovic be less confident in other matches. I think when he got to the last 16 and he looked at the draw and went, there is no one in this draw that can beat me. Like,
No.
I genuinely think he looked at it and went, it doesn't matter. Like, I can just go out and free will and just smack balls. Like, it doesn't matter. No one can beat me in this draw.
I do believe he thought that, but and he earned the right to be arrogant. But like, Tsitsipas could have beat him.
But he was
Yeah,
never,
but
he was
he's
never
not
going to
beat. That's 10 in a row he's lost. So Djokovic is going into that going like, I know I have you. Like, I know I have you. And everyone's done it before. You've all played matches against people and you know you're going to win. And the difference in you playing, even if they're a decent player, the difference in you playing is massive because you are confident that you will win. It does make a huge difference. So say you're playing something and you see the rest of the draw and you go, there's no one in here that can realistically beat me if I play well.
The only one I
Like-
think that would have caused him problems would have been Runa, but he obviously
Yeah.
balled
I
it a
agree.
little bit.
Kyrgios if he hadn't been injured.
I think Felix, we'll talk about him in a minute, but he could have caused them issues. Runa obviously could have, but I do think Alcaraz, if he was playing opposite side, first seed, that would have been like a mouth-watering final. Yeah, because they
It
both
would
would
have
have
been
been there. Like, let's be honest, if Alcaraz is playing at his best, obviously injured, but if Alcaraz is playing, he beats the rest of what they all had to go through 100%. That is the final. No one's close to the two of them at the moment. I know obviously Rafa's injured. When Rafa's at his best, he's by far and away close. Like, he is at an equal level.
I think if that was the final, me and Mr. Skinner wouldn't have played that
No,
doubles match
definitely would not
yesterday
have played
morning.
But like, let's be
Double
honest, everyone looks at that final on the Sunday morning and goes like,
Wow. Yeah.
like,
See, that's the thing. Like, I
Really
woke up on
interesting.
Saturday morning, and last week we were predicting who's going to win the final, all that stuff. See, when it was Rebecca and Sabalenka, they're standing there waiting for the wee photo op right before the match starts. My wife and I were talking. We're like, it's literally a flip a coin.
Yeah.
It could be any of them,
Yep.
Yeah.
right?
And
But
that's
then
how it
yesterday morning, I would have put my mortgage on it being 3 sets to love.
Yeah.
as I said, has he got the dog in him? Has Tsitsipas got the dog in him?
I think he does. No, I think he
You think
does.
he does?
I do. I just think, like you said, Djokovic has played such a good tournament. But no, Tsitsipas has got a bit about him.
I
which is
don't
probably
think they
why he's
do.
quite disliked. Because we've seen, Djokovic, I don't want to use this word, Djokovic has got more arsey towards where he is now than he was. He wasn't as arsey at the start. He's more disliked now than he was when him and Rafa were all
He
at the top.
plays on it though.
He's playing on it
Yeah.
now. But I
It's like
think...
the worst thing though.
But that's what I mean. Sorry?
Like, it's the worst thing in the world for if you want Djokovic to lose if you're in the stadium is to boo him because he just goes
He
like,
loves
well,
it.
I'm going to win then.
Yeah, he
I
loves
mean,
it.
he just
only
he's
loses
not- he
matches.
just-
he just adds it by his dad supporting Putin, you know?
I know.
What an idiot.
We'll talk about that.
Put that out. Censor that.
Yeah, I'll make it clear.
Near to that, please.
Oh,
But no, I do think that you're right, Skinny. I think Djokovic can do the calendar slam.
Yeah,
If
I'm
he
worried
can get
about
into
the bet
US.
Yeah.
If he can get in.
What bit of the bet are you worried about?
By that time, maybe.
The Andy Murray bit?
they're pretty
Well,
strict with it.
I
though
tell you
still.
what, see right now, see the bet with Andy Murray winning Wimbledon is a better shout than Casper Ruud winning the French.
Yeah.
Well, I've got both of them
Shocker.
on.
He has the least amount. If he's got a dog in him, it's like
Got a
a.
mouse on him.
Nah, he's got a
It's
pussy
a
chihuahua.
chihuahua. It's a
Yeah.
chihuahua.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
I'm literally
Bichon
about to say.
Frise.
See your guys like Tsitsipas, Zverev, Medvedev, they don't have that dog in them. Medvedev, maybe
Medvedev's got a slam.
we
I
said
actually
about
think
it last
Zverev
week.
can win a slam.
Bottle
What-
match.
what does he win?
Serves
He's,
going.
he's an Olympic
What one?
champion though.
G&D.
Yeah. That is the fifth
Good
slam.
trophy, yeah. Good trophy.
I've never seen it.
It's tough. It's tough. Like, I think you all do agree what I was saying though. If Alcaraz is in that tournament, it's a different tournament.
Can we also just, I agree with what we're saying, and yes, he could do the calendar slam, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Every year at the US Open, something nuts happens.
Yeah.
That's true.
And, we could be sitting here looking at someone else and we're going, oh, I can't believe we thought Alcaraz was this good. Look at this kid. Because that's what happened last year.
Yeah.
Alcaraz came from nowhere.
Ben Shelton coming through this year.
but, why can Ben Shelton not go win
Well,
in
Alcaraz didn't
America?
come from nowhere. He also won 3 Masters and.
I know,
Yeah.
but
But
that could,
he-
but
he
there's
won the
times
last
that
year
could
anyway.
happen.
That's past the year before. I know it could happen. Ben Shelton, as you're saying, he could definitely do something, especially home slam.
Yeah.
I've got high hopes for Jack Draper, genuinely, of being able to do something.
Horrible draw.
Don't think he's fit enough.
He's just young.
Like Murray went through some injury problems when he was starting it as well.
Can I say something? You just mentioned Murray there. See, the Australian Open the first week was so good.
It's carried by Murray.
Right, not but just by Murray. There was some really good matches overall.
I think it was carried.
No, I think he's right.
I think
he's
Murray carried
by-
it. Well, There's not another match I'm
name
thinking.
me another match in that men's draw,
Yeah.
other than two Murray matches that you thought that was incredible.
And just because they went to 5 sets doesn't mean they were good.
That's true.
Because
Okay, honestly, on it off the top of my head, I'm with Price. I cannot think of one.
I mean, Sinner coming back,
Sinner v
and
Tsitsipas
then-
was all right.
and then not winning.
That okay?
That
That
was
was
good.
okay.
But that's
That was okay.
it's okay.
But
And
did it have you? And I know it was British bias. Did it have you on the edge of your seat, like screaming at the TV, like
the world of tennis
oh my
was
god! It was mate. There was people from every single sport in the world
Congratulating
on Twitter,
him.
on Instagram, being like, "This is incredible! What an athlete! What a fighter!"
Just not Gareth
one
Bale.
other time. Just not Gareth Bale.
And this is where I'll back up your point. Remember when Alcaraz played Sinner last year,
US Open.
US Open? Everyone was going crazy over it.
Yeah.
Everyone, like, out with the tennis.
Yeah,
Everyone
it
was like,
was so
"What?
good, yeah.
Who are these guys?"
Boomtown tennis.
And I think I would say you're right. Like, was Murray the only one that was really?
If Murray was out first round, that tournament
Well,
is probably the worst ever.
I'm just going to be honest. Became a whole lot less interesting when he got put out.
Yeah.
That's probably gives you your answer without having to think about any other matches.
Yeah,
It got boring. I mean, and I never for a minute thought Murray was going to go and win the tournament.
Okay,
But I just loved watching him.
I'm going to throw this
Maybe keep
question at
going.
you then. When Djokovic and Nadal and Murray go, which is always going to happen.
Yeah.
Next 3-4 years, it's happening.
Yep. As even though we have Alcaraz, Sinner, Rune, Kyrgios, etc., is men's tennis in a dodgy place?
Yeah, I'm worried a little
Yes.
bit. I'm not that excited for that. Obviously,
it
because of the guys,
exciting?
but
Is it really exciting if you think about it? If you've got like Zverev and Tsitsipas finals, or I know obviously Alcaraz is probably the one, or Runer's holding it together. But like if they two go out and you've got your Hashinovs, your Tommy Paul, stuff like
Stan
that.
Wawrinka.
Alexander Bublik.
Like, is that really for me? I'm sorry, that's not exciting for me. If you're losing, if Alcaraz and Rune go out early in a tournament, I'm looking at the best of the draw, going,
Who cares?
Nah,
You would
I'm
all-
not
you would all-
excited by
Can I,
this.
can I use a different sporting analogy to kind of convey my point here? What I'm going to say.
It's not
See
about
when
that.
Alex Ferguson retired from Man United. See if you're a Man United fan and still believe Man United are going to be at the top for another 20 years. You're killing yourself on. You're
Yeah.
always going to take a dip. See when you've had the three arguably greatest players ever to play the sport
Yeah,
on the male side, all leaving the sport within a 3, 4, 5 year period. Of course, there's going to be a dip.
Because there's
You
no
just
going to
have-
be. Yeah.
And then eventually there'll be another superstar that comes up. And seeing that time, it might be a superstar, it might be a lull of 2 years, or it might be Alcaraz takes the torch from Djokovic actually
runs.
and then runs with it. It could be anyone. And do you know what? See for when Djokovic retires and Alcaraz dominates for 2 years, that's not a bad tennis situation to be in.
It would be good to see Alcaraz, like you said, take it from Djokovic.
yeah, that's
Not-
that's my worry.
Not wait until Djokovic retires, then he starts winning.
Is it?
You
Is
want
it
him to beat
see if
Djokovic.
Djokovic retires and he's at 28 slams and he's only starting to lose ones because he's 40? Like, does it take
diminish
a
it a
lot
wee bit.
away? Yeah. Does it kind of be like, well, this next generation aren't really that good if they had to wait until Djokovic was 40? Like, for me, they've got to beat him this year or next year, or else.
Or someone to beat Rafa at Roland Garros if he's
Just
fit.
to play devil's avocado here, though. Is that not really what happened to the women's game? And now we're saying how good it is? Because there's all these young players coming through that haven't won anything,
Yeah, but I
and
still
it's
think
very
it took
open.
years, and I understand
But
that. I
there
still
was
think it
that
did
lull we've just
take-
said.
there
But
was
now
definitely a
we're in
lull.
the position where it's like, oh my God, this
Yeah,
is
but I
actually
think it's
getting
because we've
This is
probably
getting good.
forgotten.
Yeah,
You
and
forget about like times moves. You
you get
forget
over
about
it.
things.
You get over it.
Yeah.
I just think I'm worried that tennis looks in a bad way in the future if no one can knock. Maybe just nobody can knock them off because they're just too good.
Raw speed, you know what you need? Need a Brock Lesnar to do an Undertaker. That's what we need.
Oh, defeat the streak.
We need someone to
Alcaraz
just take
at
it.
Wimbledon,
Oh,
like
Alcaraz.
2025.
That's what.
No, just
not
imagine
Australian Open.
Alcaraz just beating Djokovic in 5.
Aye,
Someone
Wimbledon.
needs to beat
Oh.
Gets
Djokovic
it
at
back to
Wimbledon.
Djokovic pulls it back to a fifth set.
Hopefully it's
and then,
Murray. Imagine Murray goes away now and trains to be a serve volleyer. Just wins Wimbledon.
Oh,
But it needs to be Wimbledon because Djokovic is
He's going to overtake
the god
Federer.
at Wimbledon. Like, he is unbelievable.
Murray?
yeah.
And he is unbeatable. And needs
That's hopeful.
to happen this Wimbledon, or else for me, I'm sitting going, none of you will ever even be a mark.
But it doesn't matter. for us though, see if that Australian Open there happened at Wimbledon with the same draw and all that, I'd be so much more buzzing for Wimbledon because it's in the summer.
Yeah,
you're
no,
eating strawberries,
the weather
mate,
was
with
crap.
cream. It's amazing.
Just wait
it's
till
the
we're all,
greatest slam.
at Wimbledon doing a live podcast,
Yeah.
and we're broadcasting to millions.
Ross P still in the cabin, like he's live streaming this
I can't
because he
find my
slept in.
passport.
He slept in for the train down.
But imagine this happens though. Say like 5 years time, you've got Murray, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, maybe Wawrinka as well. They're all retired, and they all pick a player, and they become like super coaches to these players. And then you're basically like,
And Moratoglu's still pumping out fucking superstars.
I followed Moratoglu on TikTok and Instagram because I actually got a mad soft spot for him.
I love him.
How good is he?
I love his Facebook videos.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant. He's like
His
he was
accent.
going through like the best players and stuff like that, and he was like not got enough about them. Can't do this, and I was like, go on, lad. That's what we're here for.
I love his accent. You do this very well, but you need
What
to
is he
move.
Greek or French?
French?
Is he French? Yeah.
Patrick
Oh, TikTok.
Moratoglu.
Do you like the PlayStation? Because I like the PlayStation. All right, lads.
I've got a cracking question.
Go for it.
What's TikTok?
Just came. What's TikTok?
What's TikTok? Guy? That's me over in the corner.
The
Big
two
Daddy
boys.
Cool over here.
If
Daddy cool.
Fucking hell, man.
okay.
Daddy cool.
Shut up,
If you had to pick a super coach from the last 10 years of tennis,
Agassi.
10 years
Sorry.
of tennis.
There you go.
If you had to pick a super coach then of all time, who would you pick as your super coach?
Oh wow!
Can I? Well, do I just go first?
I know
Yeah.
exactly where you're going.
Fed.
Oh no, not what I thought.
What? Oh, big serve, big forehand, volley. Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. He's the most naturally talented. Rafa's just really fucking fit and got.
Yeah, true.
I mean, he has good look.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think like technically it's got to be Roger, doesn't it? I mean, it probably is Djokovic. But
No,
I'm not having
it's
Djokovic.
a personal choice here. I think that was the question you were alluding
Yeah,
to.
it's a completely
And I would
personal
pick
choice.
my favourite tennis player of all time, which for me is Andy Roddick. I loved Andy Roddick, always will. Loved how his game plays.
Andy Roddick standing outside the court. Just serve.
Aye.
Just hit it hard.
That's
Just hit it hard.
That's my dream. Just
I mean, if I
serve.
couldn't win a slam, you're not winning one.
Either winner.
And
Just serve big and just hit big forehands
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
Great. Love my life.
Anyone else? Gary?
I probably would take one Martin Del Potro.
Oh, I can't believe you didn't take that. You didn't even think of it, did you?
Big
Oh,
forehand.
Price is
just
now
think-
like...
Biggish serve.
I think
Backhand needs a bit of work.
I don't think you can. I don't think your mate can be a coach. And I've got that.
he's
You're
going to be
too close,
feeding you
you're
in,
too
though.
close.
we've
It's gonna be an
like.
Uncle Tony
I'm
situation.
I'm still waiting on him to reply to my message from when I hit with him in 2015.
Right, let's hear who's Ross P picking. Because we're going to... you can't pick an umpire.
No, I'm not going to pick James Kilthorne. Don't worry about it. No,
And Keotham.
not bad, by the way. Good. No, Andy Murray. Just the way he works out matches.
He'll get
I know
you
I'm
fit.
like, oh, Andy Murray's going to win Wimbledon. Andy Murray's going to be my coach. But Andy Murray, the way he
Imagine Andy
works
Murray
out.
up at like 4 a.m, just being like 95 days in a row. He's not made this far. It's like he's still in bed. Like imagine him trying to get you on like a normal diet and a normal routine.
Andy Murray was in the fifth set
You
at
just
4
need a-
o'clock in the
you
morning.
just need a life
Ross
coach.
P's into his wings.
Can you imagine...
Andy Murray at Ravenscraig Sports Centre at 6:15. Waiting on him.
But actually, the one time Ross P goes, does his workout and then takes his t-shirt off after to go into the sauna, and it's a big giant Andy Murray tattoo all his whole back.
I almost went to the gym this morning.
Almost.
Had the alarm
How close
set.
were you
No.
at your own room?
No, I had
No.
it. You know what happened? I thought, you know what? This was last night. I thought I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow. I'm going to set my alarm for 5:30 in the morning. So I went to bed at like 10 o'clock at night.
Hey, that's
and
good
then
for
I
you.
sat there for like 6 hours. So I got up and then turned my alarm off at like 4 o'clock in the morning and then slept until like 10 and I got up.
Ross P stays awake just to cancel his alarms.
So
That's
do
it.
you
Stays
want my coach?
That wait, are we just going to move past that? He said he almost went to the gym, and that was switching the alarm off an hour and a
Not
half.
go to the gym to switch
Did
it
you
off
not
his
notice
gym.
I was just ignoring what he said?
No,
No, he's not been
I
called
wanna-
out enough for this kind of
want-
behaviour.
Like you're delving into mind of a genius here, and you know.
Potential there, isn't there?
I think I might go to the gym tomorrow morning actually.
Great.
Do you know what? Just go at 10 a.m.
I
Go
might
at
just
10
do,
a.m.
No,
I
I
might
can't.
do an update every day on the Twitter. Did Ross P go to the gym? So that when it's like, did Marin Cilic lose?
No.
So
No.
I'm just going to put, did Ross P go to the gym as
No.
the account name and just no. No.
No, it's like, do you know that Twitter account where it adds in Paddington every day? Into
Oh, yeah, just add them into new gyms.
Add them into new gyms. Day
Okay.
10,024.
The gym I've joined is like 20 minutes away from me. I don't know.
Cal, no one is getting a try that.
Can I just say my answer, please?
Folks, thanks for listening.
Rinker.
Why? The one-handed backhand?
Because he plays everything with so much power, and I think it's the only thing I lack from my game.
Okay.
So why would I bring in someone who does exactly what I do, which is like Murray or someone just scraps for a full game? I want to bring in someone that could actually improve.
That's actually, you've raised quite a good point there without meaning to. If we've got time, we've got time. Quick fire. If you were a player on the tour, who would it be?
What do you mean?
Like if you're just an
If you
amateur,
are-
if you're just a shit version of this player, who is it? I'll take Del Potro. No backhand, huge forehand.
Huge.
Look good in a headband.
Do you look good in the hairband? What hair are you pulling back?
You're finding that hairline all the way back here.
I'll go Djokovic. Not very liked.
Gary Agassi, but no.
I'd say Djokovic. Wow. Not universally liked. People like to see me lose. And I like to scrap and wind people up.
Who's Ross P?
Ostapenko.
I was going to say Federer.
Yeah, Ross P, we've often said you're just a shit fed. That's why we like you.
Hey,
You've got the headband?
I've got
You
the
do have
headband. I've got the racket.
You used
but
to have the racket.
You get one racket.
one of the rackets
You
left.
got half a racket.
And I had a drive volley 3 months ago.
Ross P's toxic
2
trait
months.
in tennis is hitting a ball that's going
Ross
out.
B hit one of the best drive
Backhand
volleys
Yeah.
past me the other day.
Jeez.
So it was an actual wonder shot.
Outside of the line.
Who's
like,
skinny?
Let's be honest, boys. I'm going to be like Alexander Bublik or something like that.
Nah.
No, Nori? Cam Nori?
Not just because of the backhand.
It's
But
not
I don't
Big
grind. I don't grind like Big Cam.
No, you don't. Can
You're difficult skinny because
I go Berrettini?
Hey, if you're giving me Berrettini, I'm taking that to the grave with me. Unbelievable.
Pricey did say, "However you pick, you're a shit version of." Like,
Still,
that's
I think he's got more bottle than Berrettini.
That's
true.
I genuinely don't know who that would be.
You start wearing Hugo Boss next week.
Jeez, you'd be a tough one for
Who's
me,
just
Gary.
Carreno Boost or something? I'm not no one really likes. Just a bit of shit.
Batista good.
RBA.
I had to go harder than Batista. That's a shocking shit. Like,
not-
give me one.
You could have got Ostapenko.
You're not as good looking as Batista.
Wow.
Oh, right, lads. I think we are.
Batista good. That's horrid.
Ross B's Gale on feast.
I'll take that as well, actually, yeah. I dived the other day as well.
For the wings. They nearly fell out the oven.
There's only one bag of wings left, actually. Don't bring it up.
One whole one. You think that many?
Right. Thanks for Calum. Go.
Absolute pleasure as always. I hope you stuck around to the end of the podcast.
Yeah. We have to release this in reverse.
Well, because it was pure chaos at the end.
No.
Cam can't control us anymore.
Right, lads. Lovely
Ladies.
seeing you again. Ladies that listen, lovely hearing from you again. Send us a message on Instagram if anyone wants any questions for next week. We're not doing a question show, but it's always nice to know. Over and out. Ross B, anything to say?
Bye.
Thanks for coming.